it happened again. I start up a brand new game. I see the title screen, and I just immediately get this thought in the back of my head that's telling me this game is going to destroy you emotionally and mentally. Also, as a disclaimer, I'm sorry this video has taken as long to upload as it has. I was gonna get to work on this right after the Snoot Game mod video. Then I took a little bit of a break, catch my breath, recharge. Then the day I was set to record, I got sick, and it was really impacting how I could talk, and I didn't want to do a whole video sounding like I was on the verge of death. Anyway, Echo. I've had this on my mind for a long time since it was first recommended, and I thought to myself, what better way to continue this trend of me playing visual novels by going in the opposite direction of what I've been playing. A game that is distinctly furry, distinctly gay, and more importantly than that, is a psychological horror game. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be playing any of the other recommendations that were thrown to me, of course. I've still got my eye on Everlasting Summer, Class of '09, and Slay the Princess, so I'll probably get around to those. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Kind of interested in seeing how it is. Well, that's not ominous or anything. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward. Unbalanced. Thinking about seeing Carl, Flynn, and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. I jerk back to the president and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Just thought I'd do a little more digging. Honestly though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. Ugh. I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. I smile as I follow him out and stretch as well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self. Hello? I pull out my phone, checking over my text with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. I like him already. There's a knock at the door, and, being the closest, I get up to answer it. I look through the peephole excitedly and see a beanie cap with a pair of some very familiar horns poking through it. Carl! I slap paws with him and pull him into a hug. And immediately get a whiff of the pungent scent of pot. There's always a fucking stoner. Why is she looking at me like that? You know what? Fine. Fine, you get one too. And you as well. There's some bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. One look at this guy is giving me the distinct vibe that he is the most flamboyant of the bunch. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around two big brown paper bags, is Leo. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why was he still... Oh. God, I feel stupid. In hindsight, I should have guessed that based on the title screen. I guess I just thought it was something that could happen, rather than them actually having a past. Aww. You know, it's something special when you can connect with the characters right off the bat like that. Like, it's pretty damn good at portraying that these guys have known each other for a long time. Anyway, I can't wait to see how it all falls apart. I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. Protect this boy. You both are not helping. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. I can hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. They aren't any kind of footsteps that I've heard before, though. It's not long after I've stopped that the noise stops as well, just 10 feet behind me. I turn, watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. The stamping starts up again, loudly. coming towards me at full speed. You're only moving in circles. A voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel. It's not far away at all. What the fuck is happening? I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer. What the fuck is going on? I spot them pretty quick. Leo's holding a pink unicorn and Jenna's carrying a green dragon. They seem to be in pretty good spirits, though Leo's grin is a little tight. Leo hands over the money and the carny hands him a mallet. My heart skips a beat. He hasn't called me that in a while. But I decide to play along. Don't disappoint me, Leo. I really want that stuffed griffin. I point to the griffin on the carny's long shelf of toys. I can hear Leo growling a little as he raises the mallet a final time and brings it down with a snarl, all the muscles in his arms standing out. I'm pretty sure I feel the ground shake this time as the impact causes more than a few heads to turn. This time, the chaser only goes up to the 60 mark. Before he can finish, Jenna raises the mallet into the air and puts it into a graceful swing. I stare, Leo stares, the carny stares. Jenna simply raises her paws in the air. Jenna bounds back to us carrying the big stuffed griffin. Thanks, Jenna. That was really... She leans over and pecks me on the cheek. You know what? Fuck it. He's still really sensitive about the whole thing. I take a deep breath. So, this might come off as a shock to some people, but, I like women. I said I like women! So for the sake of this playthrough, and for completely unrelated reasons, I'm going to just say that Chase is bisexual. The only thing I miss about this town. Leo is referring to the fact that he, Jenna, and I were the original 3 in our group of 6 to become friends. Later we would add TJ, then Carl, and finally Flynn and Sydney. Leo had really been the one to unite us all, but who's Sydney? That's 7. It was weird. Jenna and Leo get along really well, but there is a bit of a competitive streak between the two. Actually, it's one of the few things that gets Leo genuinely angry. Right off the bat, I get so many mixed vibes about Leo. For some reason over the years, I'd begun to associate the anchor with being stuck in Echo. It was when I started connecting the anchor to Sydney that I'd taken it off. I stay silent for a while, then finally look up, setting my jaw. Like I said, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how to handle it. This is genuinely kind of sweet. I almost forget that this is a horror game. Oh boy. Why do I feel like the fun stuff is just about to end? And you know, we probably would have found way more stuff if you guys hadn't been dragging me down. I remember when... Oh boy. Everyone turns to look at Flynn. Leo stands up. From his posture, I can tell the wolf is ready to fight. Memories are starting to flow back. TJ, Flynn thinking he'd done something. Something to... Flynn steps forward, but Leo's there to grab the back of Flynn's shirt and swing him around. Flynn scuffs the ground before turning and walking towards the trail that goes back to Echo. I look to the left and see that TJ's gone. Carl's still sitting down, but now it looks like he's pulling out a joint. Leo's walking off down another trail, cursing while Jenna follows him. I stand there, next to my chair, undecided. Holy shit, here we are! I was having such a good time with everyone bonding that I completely forgot that it was going to shatter eventually. Jeez, where do I even start? In my limited research into Echo, I learned that this game wasn't done for a long time, and Jenna's route was the last one they finished, so as much as I want to do her route, I'm gonna save it for last, just so it, you know, feels right. Carl is not the first person I would have picked, but for the sake of things being unique, I'm gonna start with Carl. I drive to Carl's house because it's pretty far separate from the rest of Echo, up against the foothills of the Casa Demonio mountain range. Carl's family is loaded. A legacy that's followed them ever since Carl's great-great-whatever struck it rich over 100 years ago. James Hendricks eventually went on to start an ice cream business which, at this point, has spread out over most of the western half of the country. Carl's mom is the CEO, I think. He points at a picture of a very dignified-looking ram, thumbs in his vest, wearing one of those big top hats. A fox stands next to him in a similar pose. I can see a piece of yellow paper set behind the photo and tug it out. James Hendricks. Yep, definitely him. And John Begay. Huh. I mean, do he be? That's Jenna's last name. Looking back at the picture, I wonder if it's just coincidence, but I don't think so. Jenna's family has been in Echo since the beginning, too. So this guy definitely has to be a relative of some kind. We all jump and look over at TJ, who's looking at the floor, his plate gone form the table. Minor spelling mistake. Carl glares at her, trying to be angry, but I can tell it's not working. I don't know. Something must have happened. That wasn't Jenna. So apparently your great-great-great-great-grandfather was accused of sodomy. Yep, with John Begay, who I'm almost positive is related to Jenna, but I'll have to ask her. Raven picks up on my sarcastic tone right away, but it doesn't seem to faze him. Carl almost chokes on his last tater tot. Oh? What do they say about otters and blowjobs? Raven laughs. Jesus Christ. You can imagine I do too, and it's 8 minutes, by the way. Jesus Christ! Leo swallows slowly, then looks down at the table. What? His hesitant tone is making me nervous. He looks me in the eye and squares his shoulders. I hug back, hoping with all my heart that he's right. What the fuck? Everything up until this point has been a friendship and kind of romantic thing going on with some mystery in the background. I almost forget that the horror elements are still there. I keep thinking it's gonna just hit me in the face with the horror, but it's a slow burn kind of horror. Looking through the windshield, I see that my friends are still in the same position that we left them. Except Jenna. She watches us as we pull out and keeps watching us until we're out of sight. Well, that's fucking ominous. I'm greeted by the sight of the inky blackness, so dark that it almost feels alive, and I get the impression of a giant mouth opening up in front of my face. The imagery gives me a jolt, and I lunge forward, deciding to get up on my feet so I can move fast. And then I'm falling, but not for long. I look up to see that I've fallen down a drop-down ladder from a small square in the ceiling. What the hell? Something ebbs to the surface of my mind, trying to break through the veil of fog shrouding my mind. What are we doing? Why are we sitting here eating when we should be trying to figure out a way to get the fuck out? I open my mouth. Oh, I don't like that. I hear a small whining grunt to my left at that moment, and I look over, only to find that Carl isn't in the bed next to me. Another grunt, then I hear Carl. At least, I think it's Carl. His voice is deep, raspy. It sounds like he's trying on some sort of weird accent that I've never heard him use. Slowly, I sit up, and that's when I see something white sitting next to the bed. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, no thank you. I don't like that at all. This is so perfectly fucking creepy. Holy shit. Is he getting possessed? Shit. No, that's great. That's perfect. It's just what we need right now. Whatever just hit us is standing over me now. I raise a hand feebly to hold off the next blow. When it doesn't come, I lower it slowly and look up. Oh, fuck. As I look back at him, I can't help but note the differences that I'd noticed earlier. His face has harder lines, his fur duller, eyes somehow deeper. Wiser? I hear a movement at the doorway and I glance in that direction to find Jenna standing there, hackles raised, teeth bared. Jenna? Before I know what exactly is going on, Jenna sprints across the room and jumps on the bed. Carl doesn't even have time to turn around before she snatches him up by the horns and yanks his head back violently. Oh fuck, she's possessed too! When I look back at him, he seems so sad and beaten down that I have to hug him. His voice cracks, but he hugs back anyway. I'm just glad you're back. I felt like I was talking to a stranger. He squeezes my shoulder. Oh, shit. On one hand, yeah, it feels like James is helping them, but I don't know what his ulterior motives are. On top of that, is it really safe to be willingly possessed by a ghost? Like, I don't care if it's Casper the Friendly Ghost. I wouldn't want to be put into that position at all. So, yeah. I don't know what this is gonna do, but my gut is telling me,
Piss off, ghost!
According to Hendricks, the town's founder, James, had an affair with another man, and both may have been hiding a dark secret. According to Hendricks' research, James may have been in a romantic relationship with a native fox by the name of John Begay. Town records indicate that Begay was accused of committing multiple child murders. I wait, but he doesn't go on. Like, what? I frown. What? Carl laughs. That's good. I limp out a bit more, watching his two tall ears slowly materialize out of the darkness. For a moment, I see a young male fox in overalls in front of me. But that imagery dissolves as Jenna is slowly lit up by the light coming from the weight room. I limp as fast as I can down the steps, down the driveway, toward the slope past the road, but John catches me again as I'm on the road. This time he grabs my shirt, holding onto me. I turn to face him as he draws the knife back for another swing, but at that moment we go over the slope. My hand finds the corner of a piece of paper, and I pull out the newspaper clipping. I don't want to sully the Hendricks name, but if what John said is true, James framed him of the most heinous crime in Echo's history. John, we know the truth. I'm going to tell everyone in my documentary, okay? I'm a journalist, a reporter. We see the truth. John turns towards me, knife slowly lowering. And just like that, it's not John anymore. It's Jenna. Holy fuck, what an adrenaline rush. It's my opinion that John is innocent. We should be presumed innocent until proven guilty, after all. And Jonathan has never even had that chance. Like much of Echo, the story is lost to time. In the end, the relationship that I had with Carl in the dreamscape didn't exactly survive in the real world. Carl told me that he didn't know where he ended and James began, even when he rejected James's influence. We couldn't really trust anything that happened there. But still, he's my best friend, and I plan to spend the summer over at his house when I start my next project on Echo. Thanks for being my friend. I don't know if it was all the reminiscing about what happened the spring before last, or if I'm still not over what happened, but Carl seems to understand. Oh, wow. That route was pretty damn great. I like how they just remained friends at the end. You know, Carl's route, again, was not the first choice in my mind, but in a way, I'm kind of glad I picked it first. It feels like it kind of eases me into Echo and its horror elements. Seeing as this game doesn't really have anything for 100% completion, I'm not gonna really go for other endings, I guess. My curiosity might get the better of me in the future, but just for the sake of this video, whatever ending I get on my first time through, that's what I'm gonna be showing. Finally, Jenna walks up next to me and puts her paw around my shoulders. She leans her head up against my shoulder, and I cringe as I see Leo's smile turn icy. Oh no. I jump and look to the right, spotting a thin and angry-looking raccoon. He's standing next to some bushes, trimming them up. Cud's demeanor changes immediately when he sees Leo. Kudzu. I look over at his computer. It's got a nice chair, and I can guess what the box of tissues next to the monitor is for, but that's not what holds my attention. Instead, I see 3 holes punched right through the drywall. Around those are several more, less successful dents in the wall, some with knuckle-shaped features. I knew it. He plays fucking League. I can't believe it. That registers as a little weird, so I come back out of my doze a little. Oh? Huh. Alright, so far, Carl is nowhere to be found. That's concerning. Leo might be seeing things and is more than a little possessive, which is also concerning. It's only fucking Wednesday. Oh, man, I wonder what other surprises are in store. Hey, yo! What the hell? Look, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. It's your love life. It's none of my goddamn business. But maybe you should, I don't know, clean your fucking wounds first. One thing I do like about this route so far, though, is that it's a completely different vibe than Carl's was. And I get the feeling it's just going to get worse. Well, you know, if you keep looking back, I don't think you'll ever be happy. Aww. I love this game's art style so fucking much, dude. Oh. Look. I know they just had a moment together, but there is still a very, very uneasy feeling in my gut. So while I'm kind of upset for thinking about it, I gotta know. Immediately I see a few pinned conversations. They're from me. Judging by the dates, they're from when I was still away at college. Carl asked Leo when we're hanging out again, yesterday night. Leo pokes some fun at him about sleeping in the crawl space. Then Leo tells him that he isn't sure, that I'll probably be too busy with my project to hang out. Today, Carl texted again asking how things were going. Leo tells him that I wanted to go to the high school for nostalgia's sake, that I wanted to be alone for it. He sent that 2 hours before we even got there. Then Jenna asks if Leo is avoiding her, if she said something wrong. Leo tells her everything's fine, but again, I'm too busy to hang out. I want to punt Leo into the sun. I swear, every fucking time I'm thinking, oh, this is kind of cute, you know, they're pretty good together. Something like this happens and it immediately brings me back to that thought at the beginning of the game where I realize there's something not right about this fucking guy. Slowly, the image comes together, and I'm able to make out that someone is there above me. What the fuck is that? I just got a fucking chill. Oh my god, this is so much worse. This has gotten so fucked so quick. I feel like I'm going to be saying that for every route after this. But god damn, this is such a jump from Carl's. Kutsu? I gasp again, quieter. I'm overcome with relief once again, but the fear that I'm still dreaming is almost overpowering it. I swear to god, if this is actually Kudzu, he's gonna be the best side character in this entire game. I'm just saying right now. It's all coming to a head again. Brian lets go of me at that point, reaching out to catch the gun. Oh no. Yippee-ki-yay, the gun's still in play. Kudzu reaches out to me. Leo shoulders the raccoon aside as he practically jumps to my side, gently pressing a hand into my back again. It's this fucking shit again! Stop being so overprotective, you fuck! He holds out the cup to Kudzu again. God, I hate seeing TJ like this, dude. He's just a precious bean and he doesn't deserve any of this shit happening to him. Leo turns his head in the direction that Kudzu points. We all do. What we see changes everything for me from that point on. Leo slows down as we pass. There's my car, all of the windows shattered, and there's Duke, lying a dozen feet away from the open door of the driver's side. And there, crouching over him, is something I can't explain. What the fuck is that?! God, every time there's a moment of calm, it's like a weight gets lifted off my back for a minute. Like, every time everything goes to shit, and then goes back to being calm for a little while, it feels like I got hit by a train. The wolf pushes his chair back from the table. Leo narrows his eyes at Kudzu. Oh my fucking god, he's losing it. Leo's lost it. There's no question about that. It's something that I've sort of known for the past day, ever since we found him in Duke's basement. And now it's getting worse. A lot worse. He gives me a little shake when I'm silent a little too long. Okay. Jenna looks right at me. What is fucking happening? God, why am I fucking sweating? There is something very, very wrong with Chase, and I feel like I'm slowly picking away at a scar. Red eyes appear at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the last stretch. Is this one of the Otter's demons, or No. No, it's something else. Something you're not quite seeing correctly. A friend. The lizard. He's warped.
What the fuck?
His face transforms from anger to confusion. Leo trails off. It's all coming to a head right here. I don't like where this is going. I feel a paw land on my shoulder and turn me around. It's Leo. Leo looks impatient. Leo? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh no. I'm stuck, to be honest. I want nothing more than to see these two patch things up, because I really want to see them, remain together. But it's a question of whether or not I think Leo can be fixed. And after seeing him slowly become unhinged in his route, I don't think he can. Like, I genuinely don't think he fucking can. Why am I about to fucking cry? Oh, shit. Okay, I gotta stop with that. Wani and Snoot game did not get me. This game is not going to get me either. But it did come close. At the end of it all, it's another choice that boils down to my heart versus my gut. And my gut is telling me that this isn't going to work. No, Leo. After everything that's happened, I just can't. Leo seems frozen, watching me, his arms hanging loosely at his sides. The train's going way too fast now, and I know I'll only have one chance at this. I pull down on their hands and lift my feet up to land on the last step. I can't help myself as I grin and pull myself up the steps. Then I remember Leo and look back, expecting to see him running next to the train. Instead, all I see is the brush and gravel rushing past. Oh my god, he stayed. While we're the ones leaving, he's the one that decided to leave us. He needed help, and I just abandoned him. I should have stayed behind. Oh my god, he's going back. But now that I'm leaving the area for good, I want to see it one more time. The town and Leo. Yeah, right. It's been 2 years. Oh my god, that's a bit of time. Leo cheerfully greets me as I open my door. It catches me off guard a little bit, his mood being so different from mine. So you've just been hanging out here for the past 2 years? I noticed the anchor bracelet missing from Leo's wrist. Oh, fuck, I didn't even notice that. I feel my face flush with embarrassment and, for some reason, shame. Do you want my new number? We can talk. So we're just saying goodbye forever? I stand there, 10 feet away from my first boyfriend, my first kiss in this very rail yard. My best friend. I will. I say it immediately, and Leo smiles at me. So I'll see you again. Someday. This stupid, dumb fucking wolf, dude. Holy fuck. What can I honestly say at this point? I'm a wreck right now. Jesus Christ. There is still a part of me that wishes that these two could have worked it out and stayed together, but it's much better this way for both of them, I think. I'm gonna get some sleep and then do TJ's route in the morning. It can't get any worse, right? I sure hope it doesn't. He doesn't exactly follow any particular Christian denomination that I know of. He hasn't even weighed in on the whole Jesus species debate. Jesus species debate? I think he'd be a lamb, honestly. I feel a weight fall on my lap and look down, expecting to see a tasty sandwich. Instead, I find a big, fat, hairy tarantula. I freeze as my brain processes what's going on. Oh, man. Humor. I forgot what that's like. That's when I realized TJ's laughing. Precious fucking bean. Pretty soon there's a strange sound in my ears, like a tuning orchestra, and I feel my heart rate pick up. Oh, boy. Son of a bitch, I'm not gonna like where this goes, am I? It's just getting worse and worse. I keep saying that about this fucking game, but it finds new ways to fuck with me. One thing I do like about TJ's route so far is that it's very calming. After all the stress and all the buildup, it's nice to be able to just unwind. Okay, I clear my throat, then start reading aloud. Welcome to treasure hunt number 7. This is the biggest one so far and it took a long time. First clue, these things fly really high. It's in their home with my comb. Good luck, guys. Sid. It's dark to the point where I have to have Carl hold up his phone to give me some light. Good job, but that was a little easy, right? Stay in school, it will be cool. We'll have fun in 301. The feeling that something isn't right grows inside my chest. I trail off, staring at the window at the far end of the room where I see a small-looking box on the ledge. I don't have time to dwell on that, though, as TJ begins to read. I don't like the tone of this already. And on top of all of that, there's the insidious way that these rhymes refer to me. I decide that I'm going to have to do something after we find the next note, depending on what it says. You know what I really like about Echo so far? It's slowly piecing together every little detail about it. From the town's history to characters' backstories, and specifically the whole mystery surrounding Sydney. It's great that you have to play the routes to be able to get the full picture. We drive in silence a little while, and for some reason I start to wish that I was sitting in the middle. The way Julian keeps turning the wheel forces his elbow to brush up against TJ's side, and I force myself to look away, wondering what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm treating TJ like he's something that belongs to me. There it is again! Another growing pit in my stomach! Oh no. I lay there quietly, deciding that I'm going to have to do something to stop this. Quietly, I dig around in my bag for my keys, then slip out the door into the night. But something drives me, a feeling that if I don't do this, then the rest of my life is going to be ruined. I can't let that happen. I'm beginning to feel as anxious as Chase is right now, my god. I'm sweating and gasping by the time I pull the thing free. I open it and pull out the note. I read it. In a fit of rage, I tear the stupid thing in half, throwing it on the ground. You fucker! I hiss it out through my teeth, then pull out the piece of paper that I'd taken out of one of Jenna's notebooks along with a pen. I write for a moment, using the old lunchbox as a flat surface. When I'm done, I drop it into the box, then wedge the box into the crevice, covering it up with the loose dirt I'd moved. Chase is fucking losing it, dude. Oh my god. TJ sits there for a few more seconds before he wordlessly holds out the note to no one in particular. His face is blank for the most part, but I can see the shock in his eyes. Julian takes it from him and starts reading. I let the silence drag out a moment before finally replying. Who else could it have been? Oh my god, Chase! I check my texts and see that they're all from Jenna. I stare at the last text, wondering what exactly it means. She's going to a friend's house and that's just it? He ruined everything! Oh my god! This route is like a thriller drama that I can't stop watching, and god damn it am I ready for the season finale. Almost sounds like she's just done with us. I guess one good thing came out of this then. Oh my god! I feel fine, Tej. TJ suddenly places a paw on my arm, and that gives me pause. It's his wide blue eyes that catch my attention, though. They're sincere, kind, and full of love. It's then that I realize what TJ's trying to tell me. It's only now that I realize. I stand up straight, facing the links more directly, a soft smile on my lips. Chase, don't. I lean in and kiss him. C-O-N-S-E-N-T! I open my eyes in time to see TJ stumbling backwards. You alright? I don't even know if I can keep reading this, dude. I'm so uncomfortable right now. All the other romantic stuff beforehand has been fine. You know? This is 100% not okay. Oh no. Finally, the thing speaks, and I hear exactly what I expect. What the actual shit? I'm so scared to continue on with this, but I have to. And I've been on this track ever since I decided that I needed to protect TJ. You know, I really feel bad for saying protect this boy earlier, because now I just feel like a fucking creep. I feel my paw reaching into my pocket, as if of its own accord. I grasp the note, and even though my nerves fail me as I'm pulling it out, he holds the paper up, showing me, and I stare as if I'd never seen it before. Unlike the other notes, this one is a crude drawing. On the far left of the page, a small stick figure with lynx ears is kneeling on a beach, surrounded by clams and starfish. Far below the waves, two figures are connected near the bottom of the page. One has X's for eyes, his legs and arms splayed out, tiny little bubbles coming up from the mouth. Below that figure, another sits below him, grinning mischievously, holding the drowning stick figure down by his tail. As if the picture wasn't descriptive enough, words and arrows label the characters. Toby sitting on the beach, Sydney dead in the water, and Chase holding him down. I stay on my feet for the most part, but I'm pushed back several feet as I grab onto his back for support. I feel the cold water on my feet. I tackle him into the water, and we're both submerged. I'm killing him, and he realizes it. He also realizes the truth then. I see it in his eyes. What he's wanted to know for the past decade, he realizes in the last minutes of his life. I kick to the surface, my limbs numb as I break through to the cold air above. Oh, this is so fucked. Poor Flynn, dude. TJ smiles sheepishly. I blink, wondering what to say. Does he not realize? Then I realize what he's doing. What's happening? Just like last time. Oh my god, what the actual fuck? The fact that it was out of my control so early and I was just a bystander for all of it happening, it's incredible in its own twisted way. Carl rolls his eyes again. Why are you asking me? Gaydar. See, now I just want to know what a gaydar sounds like. Leo doesn't even say anything in response, instead just letting out a rough snarl. Flynn only flinches a little, but doesn't move, just folding his arms, staring hard at the wolf. Oh, you fruity fucking bastard. A tall lizard comes in, but it's not his height that surprises me, but rather his coloring, spotted blue with pale eyes. I reach out to his offered hand before feeling the cool, almost slippery sensation of his skin. I cringe inwardly as I realize he'd caught me staring like a dumbass. Oh, no, I don't mind. I'm mortified, but he's still smiling. I like Daxton already. Holy crap, they're going right back at it again. These two are horny as shit. Alright. Carl doesn't move. Are you gonna come out? He flops his wrist in front of him limply, his tone tinged with effeminacy of the car. Fucking Carl, dude. I blink. I'm still amazed at how much his name is being mentioned after all these years of silence on the subject, especially from Flynn. Moving to the nearby window, I squint at my reflection. Oh my fucking god! Is this the same fucking thing from the ceiling scene? I think it is. My texting dexterity is awful right now. Another message from Leo. Oh my god, I just gotta chill. Oh my fucking god! I don't like how this route's playing with me. I don't like it. It's a long red building. The exterior is mostly dilapidated, the wood siding falling apart in places. I can see only 2 windows, both of which have colored construction paper blocking the view inside. Ryan thumbs back toward the door to the aforementioned smoke room. Huh. The smell of spilled beer, cigarettes, and sweat is a combination of the likes of which I've never smelt stronger. I turn, and Ryan's only a few feet in front of me, standing in the middle of the room with Casey. They're fucking. Flynn's next to them, his shirt open and belt undone. No way. You don't actually do that, do you? The large Gia harumphs. Almost just choked. People can do whatever freaky shit they want in places like this. It's none of my business. But for me personally, I'm getting the fuck out of here. One of Leo's ears flicks to point in our direction. Shut up, Jenna. Leo stops what he's doing, looking at us with slightly whitened eyes. Huh. Not super high quality, but it'll work. The lynx pushes himself to his feet. Oh! Jenna looks back at me, and I can tell she's debating whether or not to tell me something. I wait. I pause. Do you want to talk about it? I'm worried I'm about to open up a can of worms. Dad yells from the kitchen, "Is this Jenna?" Oh no, this is Sydney. Dad, there's someone in the van. Dad says nothing. He won't even look now. There's someone in there. I know it. He's just standing there, only turning to look at me whenever he pulls the barrel of the gun closer to his chin. I grab Dad's paw, trying to pull his fingers away from the trigger. I yank as hard as I can. No eyes. Oh my fucking god! I just got fucking goosebumps. Oh my god, it just goes right back to the motel. No, really, that's fine. I love a little backstory. I didn't need to sleep tonight anyway. A cracking voice comes from outside. If I had to guess, it sounds like it's coming from down the block. Everyone but Flynn is peering out a small window near the door. My movements are abrupt and jerky. I manage to get into the hallway and approach a door covered with caution tape. As I move to leave, I notice the door won't open. It's hard stuck in place, locked. Next to them, there's what looks like to be some kind of unopened canister of fumigation stuff. I reach down to grab it when I notice the fur on my arm. It's wriggling. A blonde tarantula, about an inch away from the tips of my toes. There is no tarantula. Instead, I see the 8 razor-thin legs and black abdomen. Oh my god, it's just right there. This soundtrack is fucking horrifying. Is this from Flynn's perspective? Because Chase is still at the hall, right? With the spiders. Okay, look, I'm not very good at the whole voicing thing, so I'll do what I can. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting here reading. I apologize if it's not very good, though. Yeah, it's closest. I told you, he bolted out the back door first chance he got. You look like shit. He blinks, then rubs his hands over his smooth face. Look, I don't... Dax, I'm distracted as dick right now. As... I'm trying to be serious here, and Dax just keeps being fucking great. Just a minute. Just say the words. No. What? You're saying you didn't do it? Despite what TJ said? He looks toward the door. You're an asshole, Flynn. But Sydney was a friggin' evil idiot, and I'm glad he died. Those last 6 months before it happened, it wasn't him anymore. It's like I just woke up from a really long, really bad dream. I haven't been myself in so friggin' long. Oh, fuck off. Fuck right off. Oh, oh, shit. Oh, is this the same scene? No. Not again. Fuck off, power socket. I stare out my window, watching the hills move slowly by under the moonlight as we turn onto Lake Emma Road. Fuck off, power socket. I'm just gonna schedule a therapist for this. Now there's huffing and panting, the sound of hooves and soft feet upon a stone floor, the rebar from before. Jesus, I'm not in the smoke room. I'm in the mines. And it's very, very hot. I'm standing in fire, but I don't see it. I see nothing. I can practically feel my vocal cords snap away as I speak, letting me only exude a guttural growl. I reach out to him, seeing the sinewy red appendage my arm has become. No fucking way! It's quiet. All I can hear is the water heater in the girl's room. There's the shuffling of sheets, then small footsteps. Oh my fucking God! Her voice is timid. There's another long pause. I think for a moment. Then slowly, I shake my head. Are you for fucking real? What? Poor Flynn, dude.
I miss the idea of it, but not the truth.
It is kind of weird, I guess. Hey! I completely forgot about the bisexual choice I made at the beginning of the game. I'm not gonna lie, that nice, comfy time with the gang at the motel and their time at the amusement park the day after feels like a lifetime ago. It's not like I don't notice girls. She knows what she's doing, dude. Holy fuck. But that's when Leo's van pulls in front of the diner and I hear Jenna sigh loudly. He wraps a big arm around my neck and yanks me roughly into a hug, forcing a little squeak out of my throat. Usually I would love to have Leo around, but something about this feels forced and awkward, and Jenna's gone pretty quiet. Leo doesn't let go of my neck the entire time. Yeah, they're definitely gonna be butting heads. It's gonna be interesting to see. Shit, fuck! I see something flash on the screen. Holy crap. As TJ and Leo have a back and forth about how many times the Lynx has worn flannel, Jenna hangs back a bit to walk alongside me. She reaches over, gingerly grasping onto my wrist. My nostrils flare some and I pull away, Jenna giving me an indiscernible look. I reach over and fully take her paw in mine, squeezing some. A wry expression crosses her face and I feel her hip bump into my thigh. You know, it's a little bit weird at this point, not gonna lie, to see a heterosexual relationship starting to bloom in a game that's primarily gay. When we were younger, Carl and I used to play a lot of free-to-play MMO-type games. I convinced him to give me his password once, saying that I'd grind XP for him while he was on vacation with his parents. In reality, asshole me sent his rare party hat item to my character. Oh no, I bet he said he was gonna trim his armor for free too. Nothing too unusual, but TJ moves the cursor to the foot of factory link. I gently yet assertively place my paw on TJ's own and move the cursor elsewhere. It's a store for special couches. No. Is that thing gonna show up again? I'm prepared this time. Yeah, it is. Fuck you. While I get where she's coming from, you still have to try, you know? Maybe it's just me. I don't really agree with that statement. I don't know about that. He's still Leo, after all. We've known each other for 15 years, and he's like... I stopped short of saying family, watching Jenna uncross her chest. Like someone I used to understand better than anyone. And it would feel kind of wrong to not at least try. Aww. Damn it, now I'm getting sad. This might be one of the heaviest conversations I think the game's had so far. I mean, given their past, they both came out of it because of each other. So, that's my take on it anyway. It's at this point I realize I'm not doing a good job of focusing on the anime Jenna put on. I glance over to see if she's noticed my wandering gaze, but I see that her eyes are closed. She smiles lightly, stretching her arms out over her head and letting out a long yawn. I mean, I occasionally will put some anime on when I'm bored back at Pueblo. Well, I guess hanging out with you has made me kind of interested again. Jenna smiles again, and I can see the little tips of her tiny fangs. Her arms wrap around my torso, squeezing me some. Oh boy. Her words take me by surprise, the compliment so blatant, and not something I'd been told in years. Next thing I know, her mouth is pressed against mine. Yeah! Just shut up and say yes. Yeah, I'm down with this. Yeah. It was just fucking ruined. That's wonderful. I hate this fucking game. Jenna chimes in, but seems to visibly regret it as Heather's attention swivels to her. She rushes over to Jenna, wrapping her arms around her in a tight hug. Before I can follow up, Heather starts speaking again, this time to Jenna. This is nice. I can feel goosebumps on the back of my neck as her breath meets mine. It kind of smells like oatmeal. Had she been getting into my dinosaur egg oatmeal packets I brought? I hope not. I only have a few of those. These two are adorable together, dude. You're just gonna get yourself in more trouble, and I don't want that. Wait, what? Leo, you and I didn't talk last night. I haven't seen or spoken to you since Wednesday. She gives me a stern look. Leo tried to interrogate the Tetanus Alley crew by himself. The Fennec's brow furrows and she actually pulls back the can. Jenna stares dumbfounded at Leo. Leo's unfocused gaze shifts from Jenna to me and back again. I've got a bad feeling in my gut again. Leo ignores her, beginning to mumble. Why did the lighting just drop? Without looking, Leo brings up a giant paw and squeezes the end of my chin. I quickly push it away, and he seems surprised for a moment when he feels the untrimmed scruff. It's getting dimmer. I can explain all this later. It's just been bad timing with... And then Leo goes still. Fucking sweating again! I turn to look into his eyes and notice they're still open. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, that's so uncanny. Oh, God. I know that might not classify as terrifying to some people, but in my defense, the game hasn't done anything like that yet. Oh my God, I'm gonna need a cold shower, but now I'm afraid to go out in my fucking hallway. Yeah, fuck you. I'm just so unnerved already right now that it kinda just desensitized me to that. Out of the corner of my eye, the closet door shifts open further. There's something inside. Someone. They're a reddish-white color, half-cloaked in shadow. Eyes wide, mouth open. I cannot believe I'm fucking saying this. Save us, power socket! Oh, she's gonna open the dam. Carl, meanwhile, clings to him like his life depends on it, evoking a few irksome grunts from the scaly one. Despite the pained noises, I catch a glimpse of Flynn's face. He's smiling, and more broadly than I've ever seen in a long time. That was really nice. Still gotta deal with Heather, though. Heather reaches over toward the desk, and next thing I know, she has her pistol trained on us. We quickly duck back behind the wall. She takes in a sharp inhale in between her fangs, sputtering a bubble of spit before catching her breath. Micah spits back. I do the same, though for a second, I think I see a flash of color behind her that wasn't there before. I peek past the edge of the concrete wall long enough to realize what it is. Jenna sees it too. That same tall burn figure from Brian's trailer. Oh my god, Heather, please. I look back up toward where Flynn is at. He definitely should be able to see this thing, and I half expect a shot to ring out at any moment. When I glance back, the thing isn't looking at Heather anymore. Its dark holes are aimed toward the hill outside the door, where Flynn is. Ooh, my god. Finally, they droop, the gun limply hitting the floor. Ex-boyfriend. I suppose that settles it, though I can feel how much it hurt for him to say that. He smiles regardless, of course. I feel myself slowly starting to grin, and have to quickly reshift my face into a less creepy expression. Oh, okay. Not opposed, huh? She lets out a humored exhale, shaking her head. She turns to face the jukebox. How about you choose? Jenna gives me a quick nod. I love this fucking game, man. Oh my god! You know, I was just about to say, I forgot what a happy ending was like. That was honestly probably the best way to end this experience for me. So, I was going to discuss my thoughts and overall feelings about Echo after I had finished Jenna's route, but I was kind of struggling to put the words together right, so what I ended up doing was editing the rest of the video and saving this little narration for last. Firstly, thank you for sticking through all the way to here. Secondly, I also want to apologize for the slightly rushed pace of this video. Echo was such a great experience for me, and it was hard to condense moments that I enjoyed or I thought would work within context and fit them into a video under an hour long. And that leads me to my overall thoughts about Echo. I went into this game kind of expecting it to be mainly romance with some horror elements on the side, and I genuinely could not believe how much I was getting sucked into it as I kept playing every night. And instead of the romance and horror themes clashing, they melded together surprisingly well. What I wasn't expecting was this competent and greatly written story about this group of dysfunctional friends, ones who care about one another, but are also trying to solve their own problems after a traumatic experience has pretty much left them shattered. And it was really interesting to see how each route pretty much went its own way to tell the whole story of Echo. I went into the game expecting to be satisfied, based on its reputation. I didn't expect the game to unnerve me so greatly at times. I didn't expect myself to like these characters as much as I did. I didn't expect the game to almost make me fucking cry. And I've come to the conclusion that this might genuinely be one of the best visual novels that I've played so far. And I know that's not a very big list. This is only the 4th one I've ever played, so it reminds me of how I felt when I first tried I Wanna Hug That Gator almost 4 months ago. And it's a nice reminder of why I'm starting to really appreciate visual novels as a whole. Thank you guys for continuing to make this whole thing fun for me to do. You guys are the fucking best. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.